The politicians are arriving and they're going to be over there. What's the message that you hope to get through to them? Are they listening?
Well, we don't think they're listening. The document that's being negotiated seems to be converging around the notion of a green economy. We see this basically as a rebranding of capitalism for this era and this stage, with transnational corporations at the center of it, with their interests, with their disregard for the planet, and basically with their total devastation of people's livelihoods and so on, which we can even see in the communities around the Rio Bay here by Vale and other companies.
I mean, given that the people that represent us are not listening and not doing anything about encouraging sustainability, it's our planet that we're talking about, and we're being left out of this equation. What can we do?
Well, we have here this call to international action to address this problem. Actually, really from the grassroots and from communities all over the world, whether we're talking about London and the Occupy, or we're talking about Rio and the Valley communities here, we see tremendous sort of resistance to this, a rejection really of a recipe that's not going to work either for people or the planet. So we feel it's very, very important, though, to find the links, to make a chain of life across our struggles, really. And that's what our main activity just in a few minutes is about, is to find, it's a big challenge, of course, but we have here like 100 networks, coalitions, alliances, like Via Campesina, Friends of the Earth, Hemispheric Social Alliance, so many also from Europe, who have signed this call to action to say, yes, we need to put together our strengths, we need to strengthen our local and national struggles, but we need also a different way of acting together on the international arena. And that is what we will be launching here, and that's what we hope to build, to give space also and visibility to the alternatives that are being developed, solidarity economies, a strong consensus around that we shouldn't have transnationals in our public services, or that we shouldn't have them in our food or in our commons. That these are really the preserves of people, and there needs to be a turnaround on the democratic front, actually, to give people their say in relation to this. So that's what we're hoping to develop and to launch from here.
And when you come to places like this, I mean, are you optimistic? I'll just wait a second for them to do a bus.
Próximo aos balões vermelhos da CUT.
When you come to places like this, I mean, this park in particular, I mean, are you optimistic when you kind of feel this tremendous spirit, this kind of cooperation, coordination between these various groups, people speaking who knows how many different kinds of languages? There does seem to be a kind of push, a kind of spirit here, which is certainly imbues me with optimism. I wonder whether you feel the same.
No, it's very palpable, I think, like many people's cumbres, there's, sort of loose ends here and there and hard to find places, but the spirit is really tremendous, I think. I think there's a new moment coming where people are placing themselves much more in the front line to take their future in their own hands, and I think you see this here in many, many examples, we met, there's a campaign, one along the corridor there, women who are asking in Brazil to raise the maternity leave, for example, to several months, to allow for breastfeeding and things like that. And it was wonderful to see their young boys and young girls, as well as their mothers and fathers or their grandmothers, on this campaign. So I think on so many fronts this is happening. So we have a big reason to be optimistic, I think, even though there's a great urgency about changing the equation.
Lovely. Thank you very much.